and we've just awarded Michael Bielsa. That's Marcelo.
Michael
Bielsa, Mickey Bielsa.
Michael
Mickey.
Bielsa. I'm going to call him. Mickey Bielsa got the Footy Fetish Manager of the Season for an outstanding performance as well.
Can we change one of the third or fourth to last? No, the second to last.
Quote of the season.
Yeah.
Podcast moment of the year. Mickey Bielsa.
Michael Bielsa.
And Mickey B.
Mickey B. Welcome back, everyone, to the Football Fetish Award Show, the first annual award show of the Footy Fetish boys. We put some, with myself, obviously Alfie, Mark Fox, say hello.
Hello.
And Oliver Greaves. We're all looking very dapper today, lads, for the awards. Thought we put on, dress up for you guys.
So uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, I hate this.
Where I've been working at home for the last year and a half, I've just been wearing tracksuit bottoms and t-shirts. And now I'm wearing a shirt, and I'm like,
yeah.
no room.
Can't do anything.
But yeah, well, also people, before we get into things, welcome to our first stream as Twitch affiliate. We finally made it. There's a lot of, if you don't know what the Twitch affiliate thing is, neither do I. Mark, can you quickly run us through sort of what a Twitch affiliate is for our viewers?
We get so as an affiliate, we're basically, the word affiliate, I guess, is to sort of, we're now affiliated with Twitch. And we can earn money through the stream. We don't really have like that sort of massive following where we're going to be rich by tomorrow, but it allows us.
You never know.
But 0.01p
exactly
every stream we do. So,
however,
watch out, boys.
It now allows us to do way more.
Yeah.
So as you sort of can see with Shed Gaming's streams, he has like coins and stuff, and you can redeem those coins for in-game or in-stream events, maybe.
Yeah.
So
we can run polls and stuff. We can do predictions.
We can do all this stuff.
Get the viewers involved a bit.
Exactly. We could be way more interactive, and we can just do a lot more now as an affiliate, which is obviously something we were trying to work towards. Hence the follower goal. And now the follower goal's at 100. We're at 55. So I think we're in a safe zone where we won't drop back under 50. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Absolutely. So they're getting that edge over the 50 mark is now like the safe zone. So yeah, no, happy to be affiliate.
Yeah, and appreciate to everyone that has followed and watched so far. Thank you. We really truly do appreciate you, and I hope you continue to watch. So yeah, this is going to be our first award show. Unfortunately, Harry couldn't be here today. Obviously, work. H with work. There's awkward shifts, but yeah. I'm sure this time next year we'll have him on. But we're just gonna do awards basically. We got about 15 awards to go through, from like Player of the Year, Underdog of the Season, surprised they still have a job, like all these kind of things. And we'll just go through. And we've got 4 nominees each, and we'll discuss them here briefly, and then we'll pick our winners.
This is the trophy that they will be getting.
Oh yes, Ollie's little plant man.
Yeah, my plant man.
And a banana.
There we go. And a banana. There we go. It's 2 for 1.
Couldn't really find anything, but you can also have Miles Morales.
Oh, sick. That's quite cool.
Nice.
Isn't the Ultra controller your PS4 controller?
I'll show you. I'll show you like that.
Xbox controller now. Oh, nice. That's cool.
Xbox controller. Yeah. But yeah, so we might as well get straight into things, because as per usual, we will waffle and go on to a different tangent. So for the first first award is our Footy Fetish Player of the Season. Now, we haven't gone for the typical like De Bruyne, Diaz, Van Dijk. Well, obviously not Van Dijk, but these kind of man. Our four nominees for Player of the Season last year was Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Everton, Emiliano Martinez from Aston Villa, Patrick Bamford from Leeds, and Thomas Soucek from West Ham. Now, before we go into this, I will just say Dominic Calvert-Lewin had 16 goals last year. Obviously, cemented himself as the front man for Everton. Obviously, sort of a breakout season for him. Emi Martinez continues to break Arsenal fans' hearts by being one of the best keepers in the league, with 15 clean sheets last year. I wonder how Arsenal, would have Arsenal finished in Europe with those 15 clean sheets from Martinez? Quite possibly.
Yeah.
You never know.
Look, I think Leno might have kept a bit more clean sheets than.
I thought Martinez came third last year behind behind Edison.
I know, I'm thinking of someone else.
Right, we got Patrick Bamford which is actually very impressive. 17 goals and 7 assists for Leeds last year in their maiden season back in the Premier League. So yeah, obviously, and then Thomas Soucek, who was a sort of deeper lying midfielder who was getting goals and coming up absolute clutch for West Ham when they needed him. And I thought he just had a fantastic season last year. It was very underrated, I thought, throughout the thing. Even not really talked about that much where as he should have been. But boys, out of here, anyone just really standing out to you that you think should win this award?
For me, Bamford.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm lying as well. It's the assists and the goals, and
it's all round.
Expected that from Patrick Bamford.
No,
I could tell
as well.
Someone who's had Patrick Bamford at their team, you did not expect that from Bamford.
And like how borderline he was for the England squad as well. If he got put ahead of Calvert-Lewin, I'd probably be like, okay, well, the aerial assault there for England is a bit lacking, but put Patrick Bamford on the team, I'd been very happy to have him on the England squad.
Absolutely. I mean, I know we love a bit of bias here. Yeah. And I have to say, a bit of bias is the fact that he does seem like an absolutely sweet soul outside of football. You know what I mean? He is a
nice guy.
So yeah, I'm perfectly happy to give this to Patrick Bamford. But Ollie, let's get your 2 cents on this, mate. What do you reckon?
I'm basically between Bamford and Martinez, to be honest.
Yeah, that was who it was for me.
I think Bamford, well, they're both a little bit unexpected. I don't think people expected Martinez to leave Arsenal and then do what he did at Villa. And obviously, I was shocked when we got rid of him, in all honesty. I don't think we should have, but there we go. We move on. But Bamford again, a little bit of a shock as well. We didn't really expect him to dominate up top like he did. I'm gonna I'll go with Bamford.
Nice.
So the first award is locked in, boys.
What was that?
Footy Fetish. Footy Fetish Player of the Season. Yeah, Footy Fetish Player of the Season is Patrick Bamford for Leeds United. Well done, lad. Well done. Who's got him in the fantasy league this year? Is it Mark?
I do have him. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
we'll
so
post your award to you.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure you'll be really happy to get it. So Footy Fetish Young Player of the Season is the second award now. So we have 4 nominees once again. Phil Foden from Man City. I think it's a pretty obvious one, but we couldn't not put him in it. Eberici Eze for Crystal Palace, my boy. Bukayo Saka for Arsenal. I feel like he's our boy. And Mason Mount for Chelsea, who obviously had to be in here as well, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm biased. I don't care. I want it to be Eze. He was fucking so good for us last year. I mean, he picked up an injury, not during the season, it was during training this season, but I thought he was fantastic for us. I think Bukayo Saka's obviously in the front running for this as well, obviously being so great for Arsenal last year. But yeah, obviously, you could convince people right now I'm sitting on Eze. What do you reckon, boys?
What was this young player of the season? So go for the options again.
Foden, Eze, Saka, and Mount.
Foden, Eze, Saka, Mount. Oh, that's a good bunch.
Yeah, man. We're blessed in the Premier League right now.
I'm going with my boy Saka.
Oh, Mark has a tiebreaker here.
Between who?
Eze and Saka so far. But
we can still pick Foden or Mount as well. But
I think essentially right now it's not going to be Mount or Foden.
There's one of these players I've actually bigged up quite a few times because he is actually a baller. And every time he's on the ball, he just looks comfortable, knows what he's doing. The ball sticks to his feet as well, and his delivery.
You could be talking about either of them right now.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the point. This is the point. But I've specifically, I have picked them out as the cut above the rest, and I don't think he does get enough credit, really. And that is Eze.
Ah, yeah.
That is.
Up until you said the name, it could have been either of them.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're all.
I knew that you were leaning towards Eze the whole time because
the only way it would have been
as a baller a few times.
Yeah.
I've said this quite a few. I said it quite a few times last season. How Eze, every time he's on the ball, he just looks like a baller, and he looks so good.
That turn, bro.
He just looks so good. So yeah, for me, I'd have to give it to Eze.
I appreciate that. But we'll recognise Saka as a worthy second place. He was definitely in the shout for this conversation. We all know how much we love Saka on this podcast. We're a pro Saka podcast. But yeah, Eberici Eze, welcome to the Footy Fetish Young Player of the Season award. Here you go. Welcome to it. Doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Yeah. So 2 awards out the way. We've got young player and player of the season. Now for the team of the season. This was difficult to put some teams together because you could have just gone like City, United, Chelsea, whatever. But we've gone for West Ham, Leeds, Arsenal, and Man City.
I was just looking at Arsenal and I was like, I don't not remember.
Well, you might
No,
say,
it's fine.
I'm taking this jacket off, boys. It's getting way too hot. Only 3 awards in. You say Arsenal, but I put them in. Was thinking about putting them in here because they did have a rough season start, right? But they only finished a few points off the top 4. Like they had a really strong finish to the season. Now we haven't really spoken about it. They haven't had the strongest start to this season. And Ollie, don't worry, mate.
We're not talking
We'll get
about
there.
it.
We won't talk about
We'll talk about it next week.
But they did lose 2-0 to Brentford for anyone that didn't see
Anyone-
last night.
anyone needs an update.
Moving on.
If anyone
Moving
didn't just
on.
go on their phone for the entirety of the evening until now.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just wanted to put Arsenal there because I do think that they should get a little bit of they started so poorly, but they finished really well.
Oh, they won like their last
yeah.
5. They won. which
Yeah,
is
they finished
easy.
really well.
But yeah.
And so yeah, I think. But I just thought I don't think they will be the winner of this, but I just think it would be. I think it would be nice to sort of give them a little bit of a nod in this turbulent nightmare of a time. for Arsenal now.
Some good news.
Yeah,
is-
exactly.
There's some good news.
But
Anyway.
anyone, guys, who's your front runner for this? Really?
I'm gonna say West Ham.
Oh, I'm stuck between West Ham and Leeds because Leeds overperformed and played some amazing football. But if you're speaking of people who overperformed, then you go, well, West Ham.
Yeah, they massively
overperformed.
Massively.
I think I'm going more towards West Ham because
Yeah, and this is
Leeds-
hard to not
Leeds
give it to
were
West
up
Ham.
there,
They finished
but
in
West
Europe,
Ham-
man. They got
I know.
Europa League football this year. They
know.
had such a great season.
it's
With
insane.
David Moyes as their manager, so like, yeah, I think West Ham deserve to be the winner here.
Nice.
So yeah, for our team of the season, I'm just highlighting the winners on my Word document here. So.
I'm posting them in the chat as well.
Oh, lovely. So West Ham is our team of the season. Rightfully so, I think. And I think they're really going to struggle this year, actually, after, with Europa League, and they haven't really done much in the transfer window.
They don't have a
So they-
massively in-depth squad, do they?
No, and they haven't got Lingard back yet. I mean, they managed to keep their hands on Rice, but it's almost at this point, it's like, do you sell Rice to get money in? Sort of what a Grealish, a Villa Grealish situation have done, because Villa are looking strong, man.
Yeah, they've used
even
using
without
that money wisely.
Exactly. So we'll go for, this is one of my favourite awards of the year, the Footy Fetish Shithousery of the Year award. Now, this was quite a hard one to find nominees for. Obviously, we had to go back and have a look at some things, and yeah, we feel like we could have done this a bit better, but for what we've got so far, I think we've got 4 good nominees that we could get a winner out of here. First, it was Eric Lamela for scoring that absolute worldie of a Rabona against Arsenal, and then proceeding to be sent off quite soon after the goal.
Brilliant. You just love to see it.
Maybe the most Lamela thing ever. Scores a great goal and gets sent off. Another one, yeah. Aston Villa 7, Liverpool 2. That was early doors in the season as well, wasn't it? And that was just
Literally like 2-3 games in, I think.
Man. Yeah, it's just hilarious. That really did put a stamp on what Liverpool's season was going to be like if they didn't get their shit together.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
Yeah. For third nominee, we've gone for my favourite one, the fans' protest stopping the Super League, and making all them American owners basically cry, which is the best thing, and then saving football again, which obviously was the most important thing of last year, basically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Fans stepping up.
And then for last one, just a little fun one, Timo Werner convincing everyone that he was a good player before coming to the Premier League, because he has been awful in front of goal.
Oh God.
I think immediately off the bat, boys, the Super League for fan protest is screaming out at me for shithousery of the year.
Yeah.
And how we ruined every.
They all thought that was a great idea. Everyone was like, "Yeah, this is sick. They'll love it," and then it just could not have gone like deep.
I mean, we've covered the Super League to death, so our opinions on it.
We've done a whole episode on it.
We.
If you want to see that, go on our YouTube page.
Yeah, of course. Mark, make sure to link that video in the description.
Okay. Note that down.
And while you're there, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the there's a bell. There's a bell somewhere. Hit
There's a
that
bell.
shit.
Le Bell.
Le Bell. Yeah, I mean, right now for me, I think fan protest stopping the Super League is the winner right now. I love the Timo Werner one. I think that's just jokes.
I think they're all worthy nominees.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Who's screaming out at you boys?
Super League.
Super League.
Yeah,
Ollie.
between the Super League and Aston Villa beating Liverpool 7-2. But
Don't worry, Ollie. I think that's coming up later on in the awards anyway for another shout.
yeah,
So don't you worry,
let's go
mate.
Super League.
We'll go Super League. So the fan protest stop Super League is our shithousery of the year.
Oh, you want to make
Congratulations,
even
everyone.
more money, do you? No, not happening.
Congratulations, boys.
Is
No one
it-
cares about Man United versus Real Madrid
Is
7
sh-
times a year.
Is
alright?
shithousery one word?
Yeah.
We've
I did it as one word.
I will leave it as one word then. just a quick lesson.
So we've got Footy Fetish underdog of the season. Now this isn't just teams, this is people as well around the world of football. That, yeah, going into last season they weren't maybe expected to do much, if anything, and prove the haters wrong. So number one, I think it's pretty obvious. We've got West Ham as a nominee in here. Obviously, we've already given them award for the team of the season. Doesn't mean they can't get this one. But we've got Phil Foden for the way he kicked on and managed to get Raheem Sterling out of the Man City side. Was basically unplayable. You couldn't take him out of that Man City team.
No.
You got Jesse Lingard, the revival of the Jesse Lingard. Feel good for him because obviously he's been getting so much hate over the last few years of being, and not rightfully so in terms of hate, but like justified in terms of his
Criticism.
football ability,
Yeah.
like the criticism. Like he wasn't been playing well for quite a few years. Do you know what I mean? So I think, but going to West Ham and really kicking on, he's got a chance to maybe cement himself back into that Man United picture. It's going to be tough, obviously, with the signings that they've made. Sancho coming in, he's a player that will be playing in a Lingard position. And then Sam Johnston, because West Brom were honestly one of the worst teams last year, but he was fantastic all year through.
Yeah.
Got himself into the England team, obviously, bar a few injuries, but he was a very, very underrated keeper. I'm surprised that, like we know in the news that Arsenal are looking to bid like 30 million for Ramsdale. Don't understand why they don't go and see what Sam Johnston's saying, get him for like maybe 10. But yeah, I mean, we'll that's talk for another day.
Yeah.
But
Okay, Lorna Navas.
or Keylor Navas, just the most disrespected keeper in the history of football potentially. But yeah, guys, out of those four, who are you looking at? I think Jesse Lingard is a very good front runner for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's the one that sticks out. I think probably the most in terms of sort of from an individual perspective, just because no one expected him to like do anything. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're going from United, where you've not done anything for the last couple of years, and you've come under unbelievable amounts of criticism. You're going to go to West Ham. Ooh, going to do really well there." And then obviously West Ham having a really good season, and he absolutely just smashes it. It's like from his debut, from the first day, he absolutely smashed it, and he helped propel West Ham to finish where they finished.
Yeah, he did absolute bits for my fantasy team near the end of it, where he just started banging in. It seemed like he was scoring every single game.
He definitely seemed like he formed quite a good bond with the boys there at West Ham.
He was actually happy as well, which was nice.
It's a real shame that he couldn't get back there this year. I think he wanted to stay at Man United as well to get back in that team, but it is a shame that he's not going back to West Ham.
He might have something to prove though at United. To be fair,
Definitely. With Rashford out, obviously due to surgery and that kind of thing, and no Cavani at the moment, maybe he could find himself in that team. Obviously, like we said, the Jadon Sancho that is a big sticky point in Lingard getting back into the team, because obviously now you're looking at a potential front three of Rashford, Sancho, and Greenwood, and it's quite how do you break into that? Do you know what I mean? But you never know. Maybe they play him as more of a attacking option. But then again, Bruno Fernandes. It's going to be hard, man, for Jesse to get back in the team. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him move in January again. Like if he doesn't, I mean, I'd happily take him at Palace. But I wouldn't be surprised if he went somewhere a bit better, like a West Ham or maybe even a Villa, something like that. Do you know what I mean? Give them a bit more depth. I think that'd be, or Leeds, something like that would be fantastic. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys are happy with it, I'm happy with it. We'll lock in Jesse Lingard as the Footy Fetish underdog of the season.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
I'm good with that.
Cool. All right, Jesse, welcome to the Footy Fetish Awards. Goal of the season now. This one, you'll have to cast your minds back to some goals. I think they're all pretty memorable, maybe bar the last one. Lamella versus Arsenal, obviously the Rabona we were talking about earlier, which did actually win goal of the season.
Yep.
Lanzini versus Spurs. Anyone remember that absolute thunder?
Yeah, that was
The word of a shot.
Was it a volley?
Was it a volley? I don't know if it was a volley.
Did he just
or a half volley? I think.
Yeah, and it was them coming back, wasn't it, to draw? I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it was 3-3 in the end that game.
Right.
It wasn't that bad.
Proper rocket of a shot.
Yeah, it was an absolute beast. What a shot that is from someone that has been so mediocre recently. From that, but yeah, he's good for one of them. And then obviously, Mark, you'll love this one: Alisson versus West Brom, the header. Which, yeah, fair play. And Bruno Fernandes versus Everton. I don't know if you remember this one, but he did score an absolute worldie against Everton, where it looked like a cross, and it just went straight in top bins.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, it was fantastic. But I think there's only one winner here.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
I think so, man. Like,
when do you see a goalie score a goal, and a goal that good?
Yeah, that meant that
in
much.
a game that was so important that we were
Saved
struggling.
the season.
Yeah,
Mate,
fully saved the season.
Fully. I don't know if
better than Firmino.
I consider that goal the reason why we're like in the Champions League, finished third. Because if we didn't win that game, that could have changed like the mentality and momentum of the team entirely.
I think the other goals were better goals, but I think with Alisson's it was the fact that he's a goalkeeper, the fact that it was like
Dying
the
embers
last,
of the game.
dying embers of the game. It saved your season. All of that kind of makes it sort of build up and be a better goal maybe than the rest of them. But yeah, it was a unexpected but a welcome shock.
Yeah, I'm sort of torn between this and Lanzini, because Lanzini's strike was so outrageously good, and it was against Tottenham, which is jokes. But I think it's got to be Alisson, right?
It's got to be.
Not often you see a goalkeeper score.
Nah. Let's pay respects to Alisson right now.
Awesome. So
Alisson Becker, that is his name, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the 2020-21 Footy Fetish Goal of the Season award winner. Well done, mate. Let's see if you can
I'm meeting him later on today, so I'll take my banana.
End of the show.
One of my favourite
All
ones.
of them.
Yeah, potentially my favourite award. We're gonna have some fun chatting about this. Footy Fetish, surprised they still have a job. So we've got Steve Bruce, Newcastle manager. We've got Mikel Arteta, Arsenal manager. Which after last night, Ollie might have a little different view on this.
You on the notes for this, you put Steve Bruce, West Ham manager.
Oh, I did put Steve Bruce West Ham. I've had West Ham on the mind, boys.
I was just looking at it. I'm pretty sure he's not the West Ham manager.
Daniel Levy, the Spurs chairman, and Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool manager. Now Jurgen is very lucky to still be in a job after the disaster that was last season.
Nah, I disagree.
Oh.
He did what he could.
You could have had your input with these nominees, Mark, if you decided to turn up when we were organising them.
Yeah.
I mean, I was never going to let Jurgen Klopp get into that award anyway, so let's be honest.
Well, just for that, we're going to give it to Jurgen Klopp.
No, we're not.
I mean, he's right on the precipice, mate.
Don't try and get away. The Arsenal manager's on this list as well, mate.
Oh, I know, but it's obvious that Arteta wasn't very good last season.
This is a contentious award because there are obviously Steve Bruce is a standout, the worst Premier League manager of all time, like statistically. Daniel Levy, after his horrendous Super League experience, sacking Mourinho, having the 12 managers on that list that did turn down Spurs before they signed Espirito Santo. The fact that Harry Kane wants to leave. All of this put together.
Actually, Did you see Son walking back into the Spurs training ground after his summer holiday?
No.
Oh, he looked so depressed. I feel so
He's done
sorry
really
for him.
well.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but he looked really depressed as he walked back in. It was probably just the camera angle or whatever, and he just looked upset. But there was loads of memes going around about him going, like, this is what Spurs players, that's just how they're feeling for this season coming up. It's just Son, who's normally a really happy-go-lucky guy, just looking down at the ground like, fuck my
Man
life.
City first game.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Obviously, Mikel Arteta, you know, he's been very contentious between Arsenal fans. I think he's a polarizing manager for Arsenal fans. A lot of them want him out. A lot of them want him in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After last night, sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
Quickly before you say, how do you feel, Ollie, after last night, taking last night into account as well, the start of this season? What do you think?
My opinion hasn't changed. It's one game. We played a very, very different team to the teams that we were playing last year. Obviously, we had Uber and Laka unexpectedly out due to illness that was announced on the day. I think can't really read too much into it. Saying after the first 10 games or something, if we're still doing shit, then it's a different story. But it's his first game of the season. I'm not going to read too much into it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, like you're saying, first game of the season. It was like we obviously Ollie came around last night. We were watching the game, and we were saying it's actually quite promising. Like the fact that he's changed. You know, Willian wasn't even on the bench, right? So these things are promising. Martinelli was starting. Obviously, Saka's on the bench. We're not 100%. Maybe that's to do with fitness or whatever, but he did play in a pre-season game, so we're not 100% sure as to why that he wasn't starting.
Yeah.
Obviously,
the starting lineup was very different.
Having Balogun up front, who's not really kicked ball in the Premier League that much, is quite a tall task for him to come in, especially on the day when you're probably expecting Aubameyang or Laka to start there, if they weren't ill. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. And you know, Ben White still needs to settle in. Last night he was very ropey. Made a few mistakes. But maybe when Gabriel
comes with time. Obviously, the more he gets more settled in, obviously having Gabriel back in hopefully soon instead of Pablo Mari, that'll be a better, because that's probably going to be our actual. Yeah, he looks all right. Didn't seem too. You didn't see that much of him. He was sort of a bit. He got a fair few touches on the ball on that, but he wasn't making anything that was sort of stand out compared to the rest. But yeah,
he was definitely passing the ball around the midfield a lot better with a bit more swagger than like an El Neni or something like that. So you know, it's
not hard.
It's definitely a better move. But yeah,
we digress.
We'll move on. We'll move on. We don't want this to become an Arsenal 45-minute chat again.
It's not easy.
It's
every time.
But I think there's only one winner of this. To be honest, I think it's got to be Jurgen, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Nah.
I think we go to democracy vote.
No,
Yes.
right. So I want to put Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy, right? Can we just like, it's one thing to be like a bad manager and have like a bad season or make a few mistakes, but to like fuck our whole club's like name, respect, and like to have some of your best players.
Yeah, but it wasn't
away
just him. That was
no, I know. Yeah, but
lot
he's
of-
the chairman. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he does make those decisions. That you can't say it wasn't just him, but like it wasn't just the manager, because they probably have like advisors and other like people giving him advice maybe. But like he has ruined Spurs to the point where Spurs used to be one day get a manager nice and easily. You know, Jose Mourinho is a great manager, and they absolutely fucked him. But I just think like to have like a bad season and to like, oh yeah, you know, managers are out, get a new manager in, but to ruin like a whole club and like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
It is
I mean,
bad.
you saw Woodward step down from Man United. Obviously, we haven't heard anything from who are your boys again? FSG.
FSG.
We
Yeah.
haven't heard anything from them. They are a disgrace.
They're bad.
I
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't put them on the list actually,
Yeah, to be fair, I think
because they were the front runners. They created.
they
this
could be
agreement.
here, depending on how you do this year, they could be here next year.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Next
There's
year
been
we'll have
no
Jurgen and
turnover in that squad.
FSG and Jurgen will be on the list next year.
Yeah, good one.
Potentially. So we're going to go between Jurgen and Levy, are we?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't see why Jurgen would be like we came third. Like we got all
I
like.
think it's just for shithousing.
I
I mean,
know.
I really want to give it to Jurgen, just for the laughs. But I think rightfully so. We should probably just give it to Levy. Steve Bruce has gotten off fucking lightly here.
Yeah,
The
but
West
to be fair,
Ham manager.
Joke.
it's
He's
not
a joke.
like it isn't. It is and it isn't surprising he still has a job because, like,
They're their owner, innit?
yeah, exactly. Like Steve Bruce is a bit like, oh, okay, well, you can't really expect him to do that well. So it's like, surprised he's still got a job. Not really that surprised, just because you don't really expect him to do much better.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm surprised that he's a Premier League manager. It's still like, even though Mike Ashley is an idiot and he's one of the worst owners the Football League has ever seen, he should know better than to be appointing Steve Bruce. From Rafa Benitez to Steve Bruce,
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one.
it's not great. He's getting off lightly. Obviously Steve Bruce is the easy answer. So I think I'm fine to go Daniel Levy, man. I'm absolutely fine to go Daniel Levy. Yeah, I think, but we can't underestimate the fact about how awful Steve Bruce is.
or Jurgen Klopp.
Or Jurgen Klopp, or Arteta.
Steady on.
So,
I think Levy, but honourable mention for the rest of them.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Probably the hardest.
I'll
one
take
we've done
it.
So far.
I'll
Daniel
take
Levy,
it.
come on down and accept your surprise they still have a job award. Thank you, mate. So for this one, it's sort of a callback to a previous episode of ours, which was this is the the Footy Fetish kit of the season. So what I did, I just had to take the top 4 from our tier list video and put them as the 4 nominees for this.
That's fair.
So we got Liverpool home kit, Man City home kit, the West Ham black kit, and the Arsenal home kit.
There we go.
That's all
Arsenal
really
one.
tough, actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rep
Is out there?
Liverpool home kit. It's clean. It's a lovely colour. It's got some nice teal trim. It's a nice one.
Okay, I'm gonna go West Ham black kit. Use the black and gold.
Can't go wrong with black and gold. To be fair.
I'm thinking either the City or the West Ham. I did like that City kit.
Yeah, I will give props to Liverpool. Their home kit last season was really nice.
Yeah. Let me get them both up quickly.
You know,
This
you're
is
the
gonna be
deciding
hard.
factor here, Ollie. We've all
Yeah, I was gonna say I could just pick City, but and then we're no closer to then picking our actual.
if anyone's in the chat, let us know.
Yeah, let us know what
we'll
yours
be
would
quite
be.
quiet.
Yes.
It's early on a Saturday morning. We appreciate you joining us anyway.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the West Ham kit.
That's
West
fair.
Ham black kit. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're listening or whatever, give the West Ham black kit from last year a little Google. That was absolutely gorgeous. So we got okay. So for the Footy Fetish kit of the season, it's the way. I don't know if it's the away or the third kit, by the way. So that's why I put the black kit in.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done. Welcome to the Footy Fetish Awards case thing. It's Footy Fetish Manager of the Season, boys. This one is tough, very tough. We have 4 very worthy nominees here. David Moyes, West Ham, Brendan Rodgers, Leicester, Marcelo Bielsa, Leeds, and Dean Smith, Aston Villa. Yeah, anyone?
Yeah, I got one.
Obviously. Okay, go ahead.
Bielsa.
Bielsa, right?
Yeah.
What is that? Why is that, Mark?
Well, he's kind of a legendary manager anyway. The style of football he plays is like the style of football he plays is similar to like a Liverpool City. So the caliber is there. But then you think, okay, well, it's easy to say you can play like them, but can you perform? And I think it's safe to say that Leeds did perform. I think they lack that tenacity and that sort of talent that those kind of teams have. But overperformance is pretty much understating how well they did last season for Leeds, I think that's down to the sheer tactics, getting everything out of every single player, making sure they're doing the right job, because it was a hard-working team as well, and just to get everything out of those players, I think it has to be Bielsa.
Okay, I hear your Bielsa. Definitely.
Would you raise me?
but I raise you a David Moyes for West Ham because
Can't give everything to West Ham here. Jesus.
West Ham are sweeping right now.
Oh, they are. They're doing so well. But I mean, Brendan Rodgers, we could, but I think they won the FA Cup, but they bottled the Champions League again.
Yeah.
To the point where I remember at some point during the season, not like quite far into the season, when we were talking about the top four, we weren't even talking about Leicester because they were so nailed on for that third spot.
Yeah.
And they just bottled it. But obviously won the FA Cup, which is huge. I'm FA Cup over Champions League.
They can now.
You know what I mean? Like I'd rather win the Champions League, win the FA Cup than win the top four position.
Oh, okay. Now they can have triangle flags on their corners.
You can have triangle flags, which I'm sure Jamie Vardy, when he plays, will kick the shit out of them. But Dean Smith for Villa, I think, also gets a shout. Grealish was injured for quite a bit last season, and he kept it going. They've lost him. I know it doesn't matter, but they've lost him this year, and they look like they're probably gonna have a good year.
I mean, the fact they sold a player for 100 million and he was injured for a good part of the season, I think. I think it's.
Did anyone see the video of the sporting director or chairman? I can't remember the Don's name, coming out and explaining to Villa fans what the whole Grealish sale was about?
No. I saw the thumbnail for the video, but I didn't watch it.
Awesome. Fucking awesome. I watched it, and guys, if you haven't seen it, if you're listening or watching, check it out after this podcast, obviously. Go check it out, and it's wicked. It's just nice to see that transparency from an owner. It's not something, especially after this whole Super League thing, it's not something that you see from these higher up clubs.
So is it a video explaining why they sold him?
Yeah, and like the whole story behind it and stuff, saying that like Jack had said that if a team with Champions League hopes had come in for him, that we would sell him, but we then agreed with Jack that the benchmark for that would be 100 million, and we wouldn't go underneath it.
Oh wow, okay.
And obviously Man City came through and said that they had a lot of interest apparently from multiple clubs, but it was City that were,
well, of course,
saying that we will pay the 100 million, and they stuck by it. So I have massive respect for the people running Villa, Dean Smith coaching Villa, and the players that are playing there. I think they're going to be a wicked team.
Man,
and it's
that
nice
money,
to see them come back. They're a big England team. Like, this is what we don't realize about. Some people realize about Villa. They're one of the biggest teams in England.
A really old team as well,
historically wise.
So where Villa are different to Tottenham when it comes to these gentlemen's agreements and the sort of conversations that they have.
That's a different story, because Harry Kane making a gentleman's agreement in 2020. Well, I mean, it wasn't in 2021, but it was in 2017, 2018 when he signed that 6-year deal. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That is stupid, resting everything on a gentleman's agreement that we all know here means zilch.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You see the difference, obviously, with Villa. They've pretty much had a gentleman's agreement, but they've said they've obviously had a conversation. Jack said, obviously, if there's any Champions League football, obviously that's what I want. They said, okay, well, we can allow that to happen, obviously, if it's for 100 million, and they've stuck to that. And obviously with Harry Kane, similar sort of situation. He said there was always an agreement that he has the option to basically leave this summer, obviously if the right team comes knocking. And teams have come knocking, but Tottenham are kind of like, we don't really want to get rid of you though. So
it's a shame.
Yeah, but
no, I think
that.
Yeah, but I think, to be honest, as we have given a lot of stuff to West Ham, I can go with Bielsa here.
Yes.
Because we have given a lot to West Ham, but I just want to say David Moyes should be in this. Obviously, I know he's in the conversation, but I think he should be top two basically. If it's not going to be Moyes, if it's not going to be the winner, it should be Moyes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Ollie, who do you want to go with, my man?
Bielsa. He was my one. So obviously, they didn't end up finishing too high in the Prem, but compared to probably where they were expected, compared to where they were probably expected to finish, they did really well. They played nice football. I think we said a few times throughout the last season that one week they didn't look really up to scratch, but the next week they looked like they could be challenging for top four every week. So they were a little bit up and down, but I think on an average, Bielsa definitely gets the best out of them.
Didn't they one time, or 6 or something? I can't remember. I feel like they're looking like United or someone like quite heavily.
Yeah, but they I think Bielsa on an average though was great throughout the whole season. I think yesterday he's just signed an extension, I think, to carry on being their manager for another year or so. But yeah, happy for him.
No, 100%. And even this year, I think they managed to sign Jack Harrison to a permanent deal from Man City. That is huge. He's been a massive player for them. They signed Junior Firpo from Barcelona, which is a crazy signing. I can't believe they met. I mean, obviously, initially when it happened, I was like, I can't believe they got Junior Firpo from Barcelona. What the hell? But then obviously looking at the Barcelona situation right now, as we know it, fair play for Leeds for taking advantage of that and getting a very good young player for not a lot of money. Fair play, and I think they'll be even better this year. Leeds. So yeah, it should be interesting. So yeah, Marcelo Bielsa, congratulations! You are the Footy Fetish manager of the season.
Oh, and we've had Viv. Welcome, Viv. Viv joined us on our Footy Fetish Cheeky Pro Club stream. Welcome to the chat, Viv.
Indeed. Hello, Viv. Welcome.
We are currently just going through our awards, hence the shirts. I've managed to keep my tie on.
I was wearing a jacket, but it's too hot.
Just to give you a quick
look.
Just to give you a quick backlook of all the awards we've won, as we seem to be about halfway.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So we've got Bamford for Footy Fetish Player of the Season for an outstanding performance, 17 goals, 17 assists, if I remember.
7 assists. Sorry.
7 assists. Okay. Eze, Footy Fetish Young Player of the Season, West Ham. Footy Fetish Team of the Season, Super League Footy Fetish Shithousery of the Year, just because it got trashed on almost immediately. Jesse Lingard got the Footy Fetish Underdog of the Year. Alison Becker got the Footy Fetish Goal of the Season for that header against West Brom. Daniel Levy got the Footy Fetish Surprised they still have their job. That was a little bit of a difficult one because everyone wanted to put Jurgen Klopp in there for some reason. He got in there because he kind of fucked a club. West Ham got Footy Fetish Kit of the Season, and we've just awarded Michael Bielsa.
Mickey Bielsa.
Michael Bielsa. I'm going to call him Mickey Bielsa got the Footy Fetish Manager of the Season for an outstanding performance as well.
Can we change one of the third or fourth to last? Second to last
quote of the season.
Yeah.
Podcast moment of the year. Mickey Bielsa.
Michael Bielsa.
And Mickey B.
Anyway, moving on.
Shit rapper. Right. So yeah. Sorry. We'll move on to the next one now. This is the Footy Fetish signing of the season. So this was obviously not this summer just gone, the summer before going into last season, and January, obviously. We'll keep that in. So we got nominee number 1 is Vladimir Kufau for West Ham. Obviously the right back who's been putting in shifts for them ever since he's been in there. Absolute pain. I remember when we played West Ham last year, and he stopped Zaha for most of the game. I think Zaha did get a goal, but for majority of the game, he kept Zaha in his pocket, basically, which we know is a very hard thing to do. So yeah, fair play to him. Wesley Fofana for Leeds, Leicester. Obviously, he very young player. He had a horrific injury in the pre-season, so we wish him a speedy recovery and hope he gets better. Hope he gets well soon and comes back, because he's a big part of what Leicester are building.
Yeah.
And moving towards. It's a real shame that he got that injury. So yeah, speedy recovery. Rafinha for Leeds, he was instrumental in Leeds last year, being as good as they were. Linking up with Bamford, lovely, Jack Harrison, all them boys. And Emi Martinez for Aston Villa, obviously keeping the clean sheet, being one of the best keepers in the league. 20 million is a crazy price to get him at when you're looking at what keepers are going for like now.
Yeah.
With your Keppers, your Mendy's,
your Ramsdale's for 35 million.
I'll try not to say Ramsdale. But yeah, boys, who out of here right now, these 4, Kufau, Fofana, Rafinha and Martinez, who's screaming at you for signing of the season?
For me,
Castagne.
Castagne. I'm just
yeah, sorry.
As signing of the season goes, I'm leaning towards Rafinha because his creativity in the team has been ridiculous, and then once he was getting comfortable in the Premier League as well, his goal scoring ability was really then coming through to the team, and he was adding to that not goal scoring record, but just the tally in general. But then you've got Emi Martinez, who was an outstanding performance. I'm stuck between them two. I kind of want to lean more towards Rafinha.
I'll throw in another one in. Wesley Fofana. The dude's 19. He was 19 when he started playing for Leicester this year.
Broke his leg though.
Yeah, for this year. Was he talking about last year? Bro?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Don't matter.
It's broke his leg this year, so that kind of rules out everything he did last year.
No, Fofana, bro. He's like 19 years old, and we were talking about Soyuncu and how good Soyuncu was the season before. He was like one of the best centre backs. Fofana kept him out of the team last year.
Oh,
He's
jeez.
19. He kept up with. He got up to speed in the Premier League so quickly, and he was one of the best centre backs in the league last year, which often gets overshadowed because he's at Leicester.
Right.
And a lot of people want to give Johnny Evans the credit, which is fair play because Johnny Evans has had a crazy career revival, and has only gotten better with age somehow. Like an Edwin van der Sar, only a fine wine gets better with age. Edwin.
I thought you said Edward.
Edwin
Van der Sar.
Edwin van der Sar.
Edward van der Sar and Mickey Bielsa.
Mickey Bielsa. I do. Yeah, I just wanted to put Fofana in there because I just think he gets so overshadowed, man, and like the loss of him this year for Leicester is going to be massive. I know they've just signed Vestergaard from Southampton for 15 million, but this is massive. But Ollie, you sounded like you were leaning Martinez.
I am. Although we did make a mistake and get rid of him, I can't say that he was bad at all. He was phenomenal last season. He instrumental in Villa sort of finishing where they finished and having such a great season. Obviously, I know they had a couple of standout players, but I think he really was definitely one of the most prominent players in that Villa team. And for him to come in, instantly snap up that first team keeper spot and just dominate throughout the whole season was phenomenal, really. And he's just proved, well, everyone at the Arsenal hierarchy that you're wrong. Why sell me? But yeah, I think he was just brilliant. No sort of nothing against anyone else on this list. Obviously, like you say, Fofana, very young, very good. He's definitely going to be missed this year. Rafinha, he was really good for Leeds last year. He was very creative. Kufau obviously as well, really good in that back line for West Ham. But I think for me, Martinez just takes it.
I agree.
So I can go for Martinez. We didn't give him player of the season, so yeah, I can go for that.
Cool. Confirmed?
Yeah. So Emi Martinez, you are the signing of the season, lad. Well played, and deservedly so. It's not like I'm not sitting there angry if Fofana ain't won. He's lost to someone that is just as well, yeah, if more, not more so, deserving of the award. So fair play. This is a fun one. The Footy Fetish transfer flop. We got 4 big old flops right here. Big old flops. Willian to Arsenal. Chelsea, another Chelsea reject in the Arsenal ranks, who somehow come back fat.
Yeah, I saw that.
He didn't want to ruin his career even more. Timo Werner for Chelsea. Obviously, had a bit of a torrid season last year with the offsides and just not being able to put the ball in the back of the net legally. Yeah, and for the he got so much banter last year. He'd be an easy one. My favourite option out of all of these.
Yeah, this is my
favourite.
Doesn't get talked about at all.
No, I was.
Ryan Brewster for Sheffield United.
I was really hoping it would be
Shit
this one.
signing that was. Oh my god! And this makes it even funnier when that video of him in the barber chair with the Champions League medal. He did nothing to help for. He did nothing to help with. Sitting there, and now mate. You're never going to be back in the Premier League. Unlucky. See you later. And then Thiago for Liverpool, just to wind Mark up again.
Not just to one mark.
Well,
He was
more
pretty
than
shit throughout the first season.
Yeah.
The first half of the season.
Considering what he was expected to do.
Oh, 100%. If
And
you're
where
looking
he
at
came
what
from.
he should,
Yeah.
his level where he was.
I think he actually does deserve to be on this.
Yeah, I
there's
don't
only
argue that.
one winner, boys. There's only
Yeah,
one
it's
winner.
got to be. I haven't even. That was
It's
quick.
Ryan Brewster. I forgot that Donny still plays football.
He is just trash.
He's rubbish. And I saw Palace were in for him. I'm so happy we didn't go. Well, they played 20 odd million or something for him, didn't they?
Too much. He's their record signing, but too much. Whatever it was.
It's a record signing that I just didn't see play.
He might have a good year this year because he's playing in the Championship.
It might actually redevelop. It might turn around, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. So yeah, well done, Ryan Brewster, or maybe commiserations. I'm not really sure.
You won, but you also lost.
Yeah, you've taken an L, but you've taken a dub. So see how whatever.
That's
Silver
Take
lining.
what you will.
You are the Footy Fetish transfer flop of the season. So the Footy Fetish shock of the season is the big one now, boys. So this can be anything from around world football, games, transfers, firings, general movements that really did kind of shock the footballing world that we just didn't expect seeing coming. So I think the first one is fair enough, the European Super League. I think that is a very telling one. No one expected that. That happened literally overnight, that whole thing, and ended within just a couple of days after. I think the Jose firing was very surprising. We all knew that he might not start this season with Spurs, but I don't think we thought that he'd be sacked like a week before the final that he got him to. And, you know, it was off the bat of Levy thinking that this Super League thing was going to go through. They were going to get a shitload of money. They were going to get a good man, you know, maybe like a Nagelsmann or someone like that, who's obviously gone to Bayern Munich. Yeah, I think that was definitely a surprising moment. It was for me anyway, I think, the Jose firing. Sheffield United, and just how piss poor Sheffield United were last year.
Yeah.
I don't think, for a good first season, they were just horrendous last season.
I don't think, like, even, like, to be in the relegation battle, fine. But to be stone cold 20th and just no hope of staying up after maybe the first 10 games, that was really surprising, I thought, from Chris Wilder and the boys. And the fact they sacked Chris Wilder as well, I thought that was really surprising. You could put a double whammy for Sheffield United in it. And then the big one, the most recent one, Carlo Ancelotti leaving Everton. That was a shock.
Yeah.
All worthy winners here, I think, boys.
Yeah.
So, I think for me, because we've already put the Super League in here,
Yeah.
I would like to put Sheffield United down in.
Okay, I was leaning to more Josie.
Josie?
Josie.
Josie.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, I love your pronunciations.
I did it on purpose, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Fuck says Josie.
What about Ancelotti? What about him?
No, Andy.
Andy, yeah. Carl Andy. What do you think about
Andy.
Carl Andy's?
I think it is a shock to be fair, because like it's not like Everton are like a lower end of the league team.
Oh, it will be this year.
They will be this year. So it is a bit of a shock because you thought Ancelotti was in it for like the long run, maybe, or like at least a few more
I
years.
definitely thought he'd be here longer than a season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Right.
But I am leaning.
I could go
That
Carlo.
That Sheffield United debacle.
It's bad,
It's
though.
bad.
I don't know, Carlo Ancelotti. I think it's funny though, isn't it? Everton are now like they've had 1 year where they thought this could be it, boys. Like we're building something here. This is
Carlo Ancelotti, get James Rodriguez in. Come on.
I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go Ancelotti purely because it's like there was so much hype, and then it's like, nah.
And you
Not
can see
today.
that they've already fallen into their old ways. Their free signings so far this year have been Townsend, Begovic, and Gray. Mari Gray. For a combined £1.3 million. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love Andros Townsend more than most people, right? More than most football fans. I love him. Absolute baller. But we didn't want to re-sign him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's tough, man. But yeah, I think Ancelotti, if we can nail in Ancelotti leaving Everton for the shock of the season.
Yeah.
It could also be Housery of the season as well.
True.
That also could have been in there.
Yeah, we'll give you a little nod to the shithousery, but Ancelotti, mate, well done. You found yourself in the Footy Fetish Awards. You have won the season by leaving the Toffees Everton to go into
Toffees.
Yeah.
There was that post that I put in the group chat yesterday of the fans' optimism for the league this year, and Everton stone cold last.
Bottom. 18% or something, I think it was.
Jesus.
18% of their fans are optimistic for their season, which is not surprising in the slightest.
It's like 95% of Palace fans are
It
optimistic.
was like 98 or something, I think.
Yeah,
It was pretty high up there.
I can see it. There's definitely excitement for Palace fans this season, but there's also definitely like, you know, it's squeaky bum time for the whole 38 games, basically.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think we'll see some fun stuff. Right, Ancelotti, well done, mate. You are the FF shock of the season when you left your club, Everton, to go to Real Madrid, which actually is not massively a shock when you see what job offer, you know, what he was offered. But yeah, right. Footy Fetish game of the season, boys. We got nominees: Villa 2, Villa 7, Liverpool 2. We've already spoken about this before. Spurs beating Man United 6-1. at Old Trafford early doors in the season as well. Then you got Leicester beating Man City 5-2, and then the annual 9-0 drumming of Southampton that that happens every year now. It was Man United this year, Leicester the season before, Man United last season. So guys, anything that Villa Liverpool kind of screams to me.
I mean, I straight want to go to the 9-0. When do you ever see 9-0? I mean, when do you ever see 7-2 as well?
Season before that.
Yeah, but come on, 9-0, that's huge. And
it's crazy.
That is huge.
Yeah.
And I thought that one would be a landslide, to be completely honest.
It's huge, but I think in terms of the fact that Villa dominated Liverpool, I think you see United beat Southampton 9-0. You're a bit like, okay, obviously United beating Southampton.
Yeah, I think the Villa one is more memorable, but
yeah, I think it was
9 goals in one game is probably where I'd sit as games.
Well, there was 9 goals in the Villa game.
No, I mean one-sided.
I'm just having a look. Oh yeah, it's got to be, bruv. You still have Van Dijk.
Oh shit.
You had Van Dijk and.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that L. It's fine.
You did have Adrian as your keeper.
Still got Van Dijk and Gomez.
But you had Van Dijk, Gomez, Trent, and Robertson with Keita, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Jota, Firmino, Salah.
Yeah, no, it was a terrible game for me.
Yeah,
probably a great game.
There was also another game that didn't quite make it in there, but it was the Southampton West Ham game or Leicester game when they were like 4-0 up at half time. And then they came back to still win, but they obviously won 4-3 in the end.
Yeah,
that was a big, quite an enjoyable game. So honourable mention for that one. But for me, I think it's the Villa Liverpool game. I think stands out.
Yeah, and also Liverpool had 70% possession.
Fucking hell.
With 400 more passes.
Jesus Christ. That's bad.
I actually don't. I mean, every time I watch that game, every time Villa got on the ball, they just fucking smashed it up
Probably
front.
just
Gave it to Ollie
amount of
Watkins.
kickoffs that they had.
Ollie Watkins hat trick. Yeah, it's got to be in it. Let's do it. Let's lock that in. Villa 7, Liverpool 2.
I think it's probably because Liverpool they had so much possession because they had to take kick-off so many times.
Oh yeah, of course. That makes sense. Yeah, Mark, your boys have won an award. Not an award that you kind of might want them to win, but they've won an award.
Okay. I thought Aston Villa would win the award.
Well, you kind of both.
Yeah, you give it to both of them.
Okay.
They're both part of the game.
Yeah. So this will be a fun one, and a fun one for the future as well. This is the Footy Fetish quote of the season. Yeah, just want to say well done to Villa and Liverpool for winning the game of the season 7-2. Lock that one in. The Footy Fetish quote of the season. These are from players, managers, a lot. Oh no, we did. We were going to go for basically all of them just being Jose because he has so many good ones. But we wanted to mix it up a little bit. So for the first one, for the first nominee, this is Jose Mourinho on Spurs right now, with a little bit of Cockney rhyming slang in there for you. His London roots. But we're not even in the race, so we're not a horse. We're a pony. I like that. Obviously saying he's pony, saying they're shit, but not a horse, whatever. Patrick Bamford is the second nominee after the Leeds game, and obviously all the scene going on with racism in football, which is so prominent in the game at the moment. He said this is obviously at the back of the Super League being cancelled. He said it's amazing the amount of uproar that comes into the game when somebody's pocket is being hurt. It's a shame it's not like this with everything that's going wrong in the game, like racism. So obviously a very powerful quote there, and very nice to hear. Very good to hear a football player, actually calling them out and that kind of thing. This is Guardiola on Man City winning, or their Man City celebration of winning the Premier League title. We drank a bit, we danced, we hugged a lot, we remembered how good it was. Then at 11:30, 15 pizzas arrived, and it was the best moment of the night. Which you gotta love. I think that's hilarious.
Wholesome.
And then Jurgen Jurgen went on a few last season where it's just like, what are you talking about?
What is he saying? No, I just have no idea what's going on.
So he went, we can't win the game because we won all the games before, or because you want to win a game.
Mate, it still confuses me. I've read it like 100 times. I'm like, we can't win a game because we won them. Well, we can't win a game because we won.
Thing the other day.
No.
He was asking about an injury. Oh, hello, there's Frankie.
Oh, we got mascot.
Yeah, Reg is just down here as well.
Oh, nice. The devil that is Reg. The
one that acts all innocent, and then as soon as he gets comfortable, he's the devil.
Yep, he is. But no, I think it's so sorry. His plan B thing. I thought it was Robertson. It was like an interviewer asked him, would the plan B for Robertson to take rehab or whatever? And Jurgen Klopp goes, well, plan A is for him to get healthy. Obviously, a little lost in translation there.
Yeah.
But it just made me laugh again. But boys, anyone that I'm loving the Bamford.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Bamford one it has impact.
It has impact.
I think for me it's between Bamford and Pep, but I think for different reasons. Bamford is a very important quote, and it's good to see something like that. Someone standing out against sort of racism and being very vocal about it. Obviously, Pep's is just a bit more wholesome and
Honest, isn't it? Yeah.
Just a bit more of you see a bit more of a human side to sort of the manager and the players. So they've had a long season, and the best moment of the night was when 15 pizzas arrived. So it's just nice to see. But Bamford for me, I think.
I don't know how often it is, but it does also seem like a refreshing thing to see a white football player come out and talk about racism. Because it does seem to be a lot of the black and other ethnicity football players that do come out and talk about it the most.
More exposed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, but it's just like in that situation with a camera in front of his face post-match, you don't see that a lot from a white British football player. So I think it's, he's setting a great standard for kids, being a great role model, and what a fantastic striker he was last season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's a very good point that you made as well. It's not just him saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be racist" or anything like that. He's come out and he made a very good point, see about the sort of the Super League and stuff, and how if there can be such a big uproar, it's fairly it's not easy. Of course, it's not easy, but you see how easy it was for us to do something about the Super League, and if people do unite like they did over the Super League against racism, then that whole fight becomes easier. But yeah, I think it's just great to see it, really.
Absolutely. So well done, Patrick. You've won 2 awards. You've won Player of the Season, and now you've won Quote of the Season.
Wow, 2 great awards.
Yeah, 2 great awards. So well done, Bamford. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do this year, man.
Hopefully.
Actually, in an hour and 25 minutes, I will be watching you play with Man United. So let's go. I've got Maguire in my fantasy league actually, so don't score. But
I've got Bamford, I've got Rafinha, and I've got Dallas.
No, so I've got Maguire, Bruno, and Sancho. So hopefully we can get a.
I've got Cavani, and it didn't tell me until after the deadline last night that Cavani is injured, and Harry Kane's got a 75% chance of playing.
That's what you like.
Cool.
So with these awards, we're not just gonna show love to the players, to the teams, all this kind of stuff. We want to show love to people more on our side of the game, the pundits, the people that bring us the entertainment while we're watching the football. And we've gone for the Football Fetish Pundit of the Year. The 4 nominees are Gary Neville, who's been just solid since he's taken over Monday Night Football. Everything, especially with the Super League, he was just, he was our voice. He was our voice. The fan voice that pushed it forward, that had the platform to do so. And after that and everything, my respect and love for Gary Neville will never be tarnished. He is an awesome man. And I hope that he can speak for us and, do all this great stuff going forward in years to come. Do you know what I mean? And keep doing it. Alex Scott, she's been smashing it. Probably for me, the best pundit and analysis and everything that we have in UK commentary right now. She's been smashing it. She smashed it at the Olympics. I know it's not the footy, but she smashed it during the Olympics.
It's still punditry.
She had a lot of criticism as well from the Olympics about her because she's a London girl. She's obviously her.
Lord, whatever the fuck his name is. He can go, basically, from the bottom of the Footy Fetish podcast heart,
suck a dick.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
She was obviously given a lot of stick about her sort of pronunciation of a lot of words, like saying water instead of like water or whatever. But why does it fucking matter? Like, look past that. Stop being so stuck up and get over yourself.
It's called a dialect.
But yeah, exactly. But she's absolutely phenomenal, and she's also a shout out to the first English female commentator on FIFA for FIFA 22.
Ooh, let's go.
Not the first female commentator, but the first English speaking female commentator.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I just want to say, Lord Digby Jones, you are a prick. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Take one of these.
Yeah,
Both of them.
yeah. And your old fat ass. Anyway, Michael Richards is in third because he is just the Joker, and we absolutely
He's
love him.
funny. Yeah, I like
He
him.
brings a smile to my face every time I see him on there with usually with Roy Keane, but with anyone, he brings a smile to my face and he makes me laugh, man. He's just a bundle of energy that I think is needed when you've got these old, just miserable bags of a human in terms of like Graham Souness and these dons that just they make you want to just put the TV on mute. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just so fucking downtrodden and depressing to listen to. And it's nice to have someone like Alex Scott, Michael Richards, these people coming through. And just because we thought it'd be jokes. Michael Owen obviously doesn't deserve it, but put him in there.
Yeah, didn't actually do that much punditry last year, but the bits that he did were, as you can imagine, as he always is, quite terrible.
Yeah.
His quotes are just fantastic. It's like if it wasn't a goalkeeper, that would have gone in. Thanks, Michael.
You have to score more than the opponent to win. Yep.
Exactly.
You know football. Well done.
Yeah, if they don't score here, they're going to find it hard to win the game. It's like, all right, cool. So, guys, this is a hard one. This is hard.
I'm gonna go Alex Scott.
You going Alex Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Alex Scott, Gary Neville at the moment. Like,
Same. Very much. I'm Alex Scott, Gary Neville. I think Alex Scott is obviously very good. She's a great pundit. I think very much underrated. Gary Neville obviously gets a lot of screen time. He's on Monday Night Football every week, along with Carragher as well, to be fair to him. But I think with what Neville did sort of with the Super League as well, and I think for a lot of pundits it would have been easy to sit back and to talk about the Super League but not really give a proper opinion against it. They could have just said, oh, this is what the Super League's about. It could be good here, it could be bad here. But he was off the bat so against the Super League, and he made such passionate sort of statements live on Sky Sports and all this sort of stuff, which all went viral across social media. I think that really changed a lot of people's perspectives, I think, of Gary Neville. Because I didn't mind Gary Neville, but I certainly wasn't his biggest fan. But I think he's really changed a lot of people's minds, and I think what he's done for sort of football in that sense is it's a sort of another level, really. So I'm happy with either Gary Neville or Alex Scott, to be fair.
I am going to go Alex Scott, and that's only because I've just decided that we're giving Gary Neville the just solid geezer award.
Yeah.
So the Footy Fetish solid geezer award in football. All right, we're cheating this thing, and I don't care.
Alex Scott, Pundit of the Year. Gary Neville, Solid Geezer of the Year.
FF, Solid Geezer. Well, we've added another one for next year. Solid Geezer of the Year.
Oh, I was going to write it in now.
That's right, I'm just putting it on my sheet because I'm going to refer to this back for next year and all this kind of stuff. This might not even have nominees. This might just have one winner every year.
Yeah.
Solid Geezer of the Year. And it can also be a woman. It can also be a woman, let's just say.
So Geezer or Geezette.
Are we going Alex Scott?
Alex Scott is our Pundit of the Year, and Gary Neville is our Solid Geezer of the Year.
I like that.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like neither of them can be losers here. I think they've both been so fantastic. So yeah, we love you both. We love you both. We'd love to have you on the podcast anytime as well. Please. Yeah.
Yeah. Please and thank you.
Yeah, so we got our last two awards, and these are sort of for us more than for the football world. Okay, these are so we got podcast moment of the year and guest of the year. So we'll go for the Footy Fetish podcast moment of the year.
Mark, you're
I'm riddled.
If Mark doesn't win this, it is rigged, basically. Even though we're still deciding now, it's still somehow rigged. So City will finish 7th. Mark, obviously said by Mark, is quote, no Salah versus Mo Salah. Now, if you can,
oh no,
you can put your mind back to this, when it was Ollie and Bard arguing for no Salah in the team of the year, and me and Mark arguing for Salah in the team of the year. That shit got heated.
I've never been so angry before in my life, because I thought it was just that's it. He's in. Like I don't even need to ask questions. And then we got hit with like an L, and I was like, whoa, what just happened?
That's what happens when I was trying to stir the pot a little bit, and Bard is a United fan, so it's probably going to be harder to get him to agree to a Liverpool player in the squad. But yeah, good times.
Yeah. So
Seeing
that-
you guys get so heated was amazing.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
Ooh,
Passion. You'd
welcome
have to see
welcome
it.
to the chat, Sketch Lippy. He said, "All shirts today."
Yeah.
Award ceremony.
Oh, I was like, "Have you got a secret shirt with us?"
I did have a blazer on, but I got really sweaty. And I was only like 2 awards in. I was like, I can't do this the whole time. So yeah, for the third nominee, we're on to podcast moment of the year, mate. So the first one will be Mark saying that City will finish 7th. The second nominee is when me, Mark, Ollie, and Bards had the big sort of row sort of thing about should Salah be in the team of the year or not.
A heated debate.
It was a heated debate.
The third, we've got Mark again with his player pronunciation problems. We all know that's been a consistent thing throughout the year. He's gotten much better.
Oh
Much.
yeah.
With Josie and Mickey.
Yeah, with Josie and Mickey. And then the fourth one is sort of a little flex from us. I'm not gonna lie, because we did 6 before the tournament even began. We successfully predicted 3 of the 4 Euro 2020 semi-finalists, and that would be it wasn't. It was England, Denmark, and
Italy.
No, it wasn't. We didn't get Italy.
Spain?
Oh, Belgium.
No,
Spain.
it was Italy. We didn't have Spain.
Italy or Spain, one of the two.
Yeah, I think it was Italy, so we didn't have Spain. But we got 3 of the 4 right, and I was gassed.
Yeah, that was a good prediction.
So this is a tough one, man. I mean, if thank you, Sketch Lippy. Yes, adverts now. That affiliateness coming in.
Yes,
Thank you, my man.
we
Thank you.
we
have
have
ads
ads now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funk it. We've got ads.
Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought?
Look at us.
Look at us. Nah, me.
Insert Paul Rudd gift.
Brilliant.
I'll put that in post.
Nice. So yeah, this is a hard one, but I think it's so legendary. It was so early on in the podcast and so legendary of a statement to make that City will finish 7th. I think it's got, and they ended up winning it.
By a landslide as well.
I think it's got to go to Mark, isn't it?
If I
It's
didn't
gotta
get
go
this
to Mark
award,
regardless.
Yeah.
either or. My
Technically
pronunciation.
He's
My-
nominated in all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
My
I think the-
pronunciation has been
It's
entertaining.
getting better.
It's
That
getting
one
better,
episode-
but oh man, doing the
Oh,
transfer list now, I've
That was hilarious.
I've solidified myself in like just pronouncing it. If you want a name pronounced, you go Mark. All right, here's a list of players we need to go through.
We
Sure,
made you go through. What surprised me is when we made you go through the Ukraine team and you actually nailed most of them.
I know, I did all right. I was like, oh okay.
Right.
Michael
But yeah,
Field.
so I think City finishing 7th is
yeah.
top draw.
Yeah, that was a good moment. I'm not even sure if I was properly part of the podcast back then, but yeah, that was a great quote.
Well,
One of the funniest moments for me personally was the Mark's pronunciation problems, because me and Harry, it was just me, Harry, and Mark for that episode, and Harry had to hover his phone over my face on his laptop screen so he wouldn't laugh so much. I was dying.
yeah, it was bad. I was
That was so funny.
butchering every name left, right, and centre, and I've never heard of these players as well. So I was just like, oh, I don't know where they're from, like how
It's
to.
because you decided to do every single transfer
Yep.
in and out of the Premier League from January.
Yep. I didn't
Like-
hold back. I was like, right, because I knew going into this it was going to be bad.
17-year-olds that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah. Don't worry, mate. The transfer window is nearly closed for this summer, so you've got the summer transfer window to do as
It's
well.
going to be brilliant.
You'll be doing January, boy. So yeah, we'll go Mark. Accept your award, lad. City finishing 7th was our podcast moment of the year.
That's
Well
fair.
done, lads.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Got my banana.
So for the last award, this is the last award, one of the most important awards potentially. It's the Footy Fetish Guest of the Year. Now, obviously, over this last season, this last nearly an actual year of doing the podcast, we've had a few guests on, obviously with our secret shirts and just general episodes and that kind of thing. So for the 4 nominees for FF Guest of the Year, Big Daniel Bardell, who I think has potentially been on the most as a guest.
Yeah.
Obviously really helped us out when Harry couldn't be here and all those kind of things. Really great. We'll have him, but don't worry, for you Bardell lovers out there, we will have him on again soon. George Lipscomb Beasley.
I think
Yeah,
it's
so,
Sketch Lippy.
Yeah,
Couple
give us a
our
wave
guy.
in the chat.
I think he's still here.
Is the reason behind our lovely logo. our lovely slides and stuff like that, I believe.
Hey,
Or was
there
that
it
you,
is.
Mark? I
No.
can't remember.
Logos and stuff. All the graphic work's
Logos
done
and
by
stuff, all the
George.
graphic works, that is Sketch Lippy. We love him. We absolutely adore him. And his links will be in the description and stuff like that for you to go check him out on Instagram and all that good stuff. Mark, make a note to put that in there.
I think it's Ollie.
Oh, Ollie, sorry, make a note to put it in there if you're editing. Yeah. Charlie Ward, Big Chazza, who has been in who's been in our secret shirt video / FPL draft, and in our first secret shirt video.
Yeah.
Which he nailed.
Yet to talk much football with him.
Yeah, I was
yet.
going to say he is an oracle when it comes to football.
But we love
He
him.
knows everything.
And we are looking forward to having him again soon. He does need to come on and do his secret shirt when it arrives, so we'll get him on quickly to do that, and he can show you guys what he's got. And Sarah, who came in the early days of the pod, when we did our, I completely forgot about this episode. I'm not gonna lie. When we did our
it's
It's one of my favourite episodes.
Oh, it was a great episode.
I spent a day watching football films. It was
mate,
brilliant.
it was wicked. Talking about Mike Bassett for however long we were talking about. It was wicked.
I was one of my favourite.
My days on the podcast.
Yeah, it was.
I obviously did watch it. It was a good
episode. But
good episode. I'm going to make a call for
before we announce the winner. I just want to say big thank you to everyone that's come on.
Yeah.
Big thank you to all the guests that have come on and you know shared their wisdom with us and helped us make this push to affiliate and beyond hopefully. So yeah, we appreciate you all a lot. But Ollie, go ahead, mate.
I was just going to say, I'm also going to nominate myself as guest of the year because I was a guest about 5 times before coming onto this.
You were a big
as
guest.
a technicality.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm a guest, but obviously, yeah.
Well, we can have
I'm not going to take home the award.
Best new host of the year if you want, and you can win that.
Yes. There taking home something. No, obviously, it's for me anyway. If we're all going to be deciding, I think it's got to be Bards.
Bardell was a consistent. I think he did like 5 back-to-back episodes or something stupid like that with us, which was
really came in clutch for us and was wicked on the show as well. Like it wasn't just he didn't just show up and that was it. He was fantastic. Brought so much good insight, especially from a Man United fan perspective.
Punditry level.
One of the top 4 moment of the pod he's in with the Mo Salah versus Mo Salah.
Yeah.
So you know I think it's only right. But big shouts to George, Charlie, and Sarah. We love you a lot.
Yeah.
Mo Farah sign.
Sarah is Sarah's currently streaming Queen of the North. If you're not already following her.
We're wrapping up soon, so once we're wrapped up, go check her out.
Oh, big Donny Char in the chat coming in for the clutch.
Oh, ahem.
Ahem.
There we go.
Gave us.
Char, you're lucky to be nominated, man. If I'm being completely honest.
I'm here.
We haven't spoken much football on here, but we love you.
Yeah, nothing against any of the other nominations. Obviously, they were nominated for a reason. I think
Charles definitely up there for viewer of the year.
Viewer, he's dropped in a lot. Yeah,
absolutely smashed it with the views. Honestly, always.
Yeah.
We
shout out.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Shall I?
Without you, we would have been.
Shall I run through the awards quickly?
We're gonna cement with Bardell. Yeah. We're going Bardell, guest of the year.
Bardell for guest of the year, and then Charlie gets his honourable mention of viewer of the year.
Yeah, he does.
There we go. Actually, I'm going to put that in because that could be quite good going forward. Actually,
yeah, that is actually quite nice.
So you have one, Saint Char. Don't worry.
Okay, so just while you're writing that stuff, then I'll quickly run through the awards we have done for anyone who's in the chat who doesn't know what awards we've already sort of nominated or given. So we have, to begin, Bamford won the Footy Fetish Player of the Season for an outstanding season for Leeds. Eze won the Footy Fetish Young Player of the Season for just being a baller, as I always say. Super League, Footy Fetish Shithousery of the Year, which was fabulous, by the way. Then we've got Jesse Lingard, who won the Footy Fetish Underdog of the Year.
Team of the season, my man.
Well, yeah, well done. Alison Becker, Footy Fetish Goal of the Season for that header against West Brom, fabulous. Daniel Levy for Footy Fetish Surprised They Still Have a Job award, which was, again, well deserved.
Should have been Jurgen.
Anyway,
Should have been.
West Ham for the Footy Fetish Kit of the Season, which is, again, a very nice kit. Mickey Bielsa, or Marcelo Bielsa, Footy Fetish Manager of the Season. And then we've got Emmy Martinez, Footy Fetish Signing of the Year, which I think is well deserved.
Absolutely. They're all well.
Ancelotti leaving Everton. He won the award for Footy Fetish Shock of the season for leaving Everton, of course. It's a shock.
Flock.
Schlong. Or the schlong of the season.
Schlong of the season.
Bamford on the Super League. He won Footy Fetish quote with his season. And the quote was, I have it here.
With read out for you, bruv.
Yeah, go on.
It's amazing the amount of uproar that comes into the game when someone's pocket is being hurt. It's a shame it's not like that with everything that's going wrong in the game, like racism. Obviously, off the back of the Super League destruction.
Great quote. Great quote.
Yeah.
We then have Alex Scott, who won the Footy Fetish Pundit of the Year, which again, a great award. It's a very hard award to get, I think. For City finishing 7th was me for the award for Footy Fetish Podcast of the Moment. Terrible.
Podcast moment of the year.
Podcast moment of the year was me saying City will finish 7th, which rightly deserved. Then we had and then Daniel Bardell, Footy Fetish Guest of the Year, for an outstanding performance, week in, week out.
Outstanding performance, yeah.
Yeah, just being involved with the podcast and great, like we said, not just turning up and being there, but actually giving a really good opinion and causing some great moments as well. Because as we said, the No Salah Mo Salah debate was a hot one.
Oh yeah, it was.
And
That was a good one.
he's to thank for that one. But yeah, that was all the awards.
We also did a couple of little awards on the fly. Yeah. So we had Geezer of the Year, Gary Neville. And then we also had Viewer of the Year, old Chang Hobbs, Charlie.
I don't know if you mentioned it when we were going down them, but Footy Fetch team of the season was West Ham as well, finishing in Europe. And,
did I skip that one?
I think maybe might have just missed it. But team of the season is West Ham. They had a smashing season, obviously got into Europe when no one expected them to, and yeah, they just had a great year. But that is the first of the annual Footy Fetish Podcast Awards. Thank you, boys, for joining me. Thank you, everyone.
We'll be posting your awards to you. Obviously, we have all the addresses and everything of all these players and people and all that sort of stuff. Close personal friends of the show.
Naturally.
Yeah.
They say Moonman's iconic in terms of music industry. Well,
yeah, but Moonman's
Plant Man is what every football person wants. All right.
Exactly. But
Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
It's 2021, all right. We need to be fighting against global warming and that. So plants.
Right. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you to Mark and Ollie for joining me again today. Yeah, it's been a real fun one. Thank you everyone for taking time out your Saturday to come watch us. We've got about an hour before the Man United Leeds game starts, so make sure you're going to watch that. Chelsea versus Palace later, we're probably going to get done in, but it will be good. Make sure to like, subscribe, everything, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. Might have a little problem. This might not go out on tomorrow, but it's because of the affiliate situation we've got going on right now. We need to have a little bit of a break or something between putting stuff on YouTube. It should be out next week, but it probably won't be out tomorrow, the usual day it comes out. Just to give.
Don't worry, you had a mid-season, a midweek podcast this week, so
sort of
count yourselves lucky. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we also did a FIFA stream, so
yeah,
there we go.
Can't complain.
Exactly. Content coming out of your ears.
Exactly. But look for season 2, probably double episode weekly. I think we still need to get to the logistics of that. And we will be on that very soon, don't you worry. But yeah, like Spotify, YouTube, everything, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, follow, subscribe, hit notification bells if possible, and we love you. Stay classy. Thank you. Mo Farah sign.
Yeah, thanks to all the viewers as well. We have had Johnny Boy in the chat. Great podcast today. Thanks, John.
Oh, brilliant. Love to see it.
Big up yourself as well.
Cool. So thanks for joining us, guys. We're about to raid.
Yeah, we love you.
Laters.